What's going on, everybody? Oh, is my mic glitching? Is my mic good, chat? Okay. Streamlabs is glitching on me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live, presented by Manta Sleep Mask. We got picks against the spread today. We got a game preview today. Eric, as opening day is finally here for your Portland Trailblazers. The journey starts today. We got a ton of content that we've already dropped. 2 podcasts, including yours, Eric, Hoops Crush. We got Crushables in chat. Good to see them. We dropped a 503 podcast earlier today, and also a game preview video. So if you guys want content after the stream before the game tips off at 7:40 p.m. Pacific, we got you covered. Eric, how are you feeling with the Blazers playing a meaningful basketball game tonight?
Oh man, I'm excited, but it's also like weird that it's finally here. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very surreal, man.
Can't believe we're doing picks.
It snuck up on me. Can't believe we're doing picks. Like, so many graphics to make. I've been grinding the picks against the spread graphics the last 3 hours, getting them all set up for you guys. And I'm looking forward to it. And then, of course, post-game stream tonight. You guys know I always like to break out a new template for every season. So looking forward to getting that underway and just all the extra stuff we're doing this year, man. I can't believe it's here. It's like Christmas in a way, you know. It's just, I don't know. I can't believe it's October 25th. I feel like we were waiting for the draft lottery. I feel like we were waiting for the draft just yesterday. And now it's finally here. Long off season. At the same time, it felt like it was a very short off season. And yeah, we're here doing picks. Chat, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully you can join us later tonight on the watch party and post-game show that we're doing later tonight. Tons of content for you guys. But first, Eric, let's just jump into picks against the spread. We got 12 games to pick from. And we also have 12 participants this year. As we have me, we have you, we have all our mods, we have chat, which is what we had last year. We had 8. But we're adding our 4 podcast hosts. We're adding Crushables, we're adding Stephen Vaughn, we're adding 503, aka Noah Patterson, and we're adding Chase McGraw. So our podcast hosts are participating in this, and it's going to be fun to see how they do, especially someone like Steven who specializes in betting and, is a betting guy over there on 750 the game. So, I'm looking forward to beating Steven this year, so I can just rub it in after the season. That's all I care about. Anyway, Eric, congratulations to you as last year's defending champion. Are you going to repeat this year?
I don't know. It's going to be tough with 12 people, so never easy to repeat because usually with betting, you have your ups and your downs. No one's ever on top forever. Otherwise, we'd have a lot of super rich people, right? So I'm not going to call it, no.
Yeah, it means more than ever this year. Beating out 11 people would be very impressive. So, yeah, we'll see how this thing goes. Our Picks Against the Spread segment this season is brought to you by BetUS, which is our sportsbook sponsor all season long. There's a code in the description box below so you can get in on any of these games, any of these spreads. You can get in on the action with a 125% bonus is what that link gives you. So if you're feeling confident in any of these games, you can not only put some money down on them, you can also get a bonus. You can also get a bonus on top of that. So if you did good in picks against the spread last year, definitely make use of that link and BetUS. Eric, let's just jump straight into things, and this is what we got for this year.
Thank you, Aeromancer, by the way. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Aeromancer set up a spreadsheet for us to keep track of some things. Also, we got the brand new bottom ticker down there as well. And with the Hog Media logo down there, I will talk about that later tonight. Kind of what I'm doing with them. And first game, Eric, let's get it. Atlanta is going into Charlotte, and Atlanta is a 4-point favorite.
All right, for Atlanta, we got Wesley Matthews out. Everyone else looks like they're set to play. Their starting lineup appears to be Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, Sadiq Bey, and Clint Capella. The Hornets have Bryce McGowan's out, Frank Ntilikina out, James Bouknight, Cody Martin, and Miles Bridges all out. Their starting lineup is expected to be LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Mark Williams.
Alrighty, chat, there is your poll. Alright, so Steven sent me his picks. All our podcast hosts have sent their picks. Steven is going with the Atlanta Hawks.
And if you're new to this, once again, -4 means Atlanta needs to win by more than 4 for them to be the correct choice here. Charlotte needs to either lose by less than 4 or win outright, and they are the correct pick. If it is exactly a 4-point victory by the Hawks, then it's a push, which is basically a tie.
503 is going with the Hawks. I am going with the Hornets. Aeromancer going with the Hawks. Zach going with the Hawks.
Germ says that LaMelo Ball is possibly on a minutes restriction of 30 minutes. So not a huge minutes restriction, but yeah.
Thank you for the information. Appreciate it as always. Chat. Trevin is going with the Hawks.
Same with Connor, Zach, Jackson, and myself.
Connor, Zach. Okay, you said Connor, Zach, you, and Jackson?
All Hawks.
Alrighty. And then I got Chase's picks on the phone here. Chase is going with the Hawks as well. And then Crushables is going with the Hornets. So I'm not on an island in the first game of the year with the Hornets. So Crushables rolling with me.
Islands this year are going to be even crazier with this many people.
I know. Yeah, islands and like full sweeps are going to be much more rare this season. Chat, it looks like, is going with the Hawks. 66% of the vote for chat. All right, so me and Crushables are going Hornets. Everybody else is going with the Atlanta Hawks. All right, game number 2. You got the Indiana Pacers hosting the Washington Wizards. Indiana is a 5-point home favorite.
All right, the injuries for this one. Johnny Davis, Anthony Gill, and Landry Shamet all out for the Wizards. For the Pacers, they have no one listed on their injury report. Quickly, starting line for the Wizards, Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole, Denny Avdia, Kyle Kuzma, Daniel Gafford. Pacers are starting Tyrese Halliburton, Bruce Brown, Benedict Mathurin, Obi Toppin, and Miles Turner.
Yeah, the Pacers are a favorite of a lot of people's to take a jump from lottery to play and maybe even playoffs. We did our standings predictions, and all of us thought the Pacers would be better this year. They get Bruce Brown, who I think is a great pickup. Jarris Walker's a great pickup as well. Who'd you say was the starting 4 for them? It's not Walker?
They're starting Obi Toppin right now.
Interesting, yeah. So I wonder if Walker ends up winning out at some point in that positional battle. Crushables ends up going with the Pacers. I'm going to go with the Pacers as well. Trevin, Wizards, Zach, Pacers.
I'm going to take Pacers.
Okay, Eric's Pacers.
It was Jackson, Connor, and Zach, all Pacers.
Okay, Jackson, Connor, Zach. And then we got our podcast hosts.
Arrow's taking Wizards.
Arrow's taking Wizards. All right, we got Stephen Vaughn taking the Wizards.
Did you put the poll?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
I always close it right away so he knows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Steven is going with the Wizards. We got Chase going with... I just need to screenshot these, actually, so I can just go in my phone gallery and scroll back and forth instead of going through text. That would be easier.
You could also, forward them to me next time, and I can just...
Yeah, that'll definitely be easier. But this should be fine. I just screenshot them all. Put them all in my gallery. So we got Noah, a.k.a. 503. He's going with the... some of these are just out of order. Pacers for him. And then Chase is going with the Wizards. And then chat, you guys are going with the Pacers, 78% of the vote. You guys love yourself some Indiana Pacers. All right. So we got 4 for the Wizards, 8 for the Pacers. Game number 3. By the way, I didn't finish the up next graphic. That's the only thing I need to add next. And then also the money line. I'll put the actual money line number with the records there, bottom left. I just put minus 110 for everything because that's the money line for the spread, but I'll put like the actual money line next time. We got Knicks hosting the Celtics. The Celtics are 4-point road favorites in Madison Square Garden.
All right. This is the ESPN game, I believe. Boston and New York, neither team lists an injury. The Celtics, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis. The Knicks are starting Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson.
Alrighty. I am going to go with the Celtics. I think Drew Holiday is a very tough matchup for Jalen Brunson to deal with. And Jalen Brunson is definitely the engine of that team. Chase is going Celtics. Noah's going Celtics. Crushables is going Celtics. Stephen Vaughn is going with the Knicks. Connor's Celtics. Trevin is Celtics.
Zach Knicks.
Zach is Knicks.
Aeromancer Celtics.
Aeromancer going Celtics. And we need Jackson and you, Eric.
I am going to go with Celtics.
All right, Eric's rolling with the Celtics. And
Jackson.
Celtics. Awesome. And then chat is going with the Boston Celtics, 58% of the vote. So we got Stephen Vaughn and Zach going with the Knicks. Everybody else is going Celtics. Game number 4. We got the Orlando Magic hosting the Houston Rockets. The Magic are 4.5-point road favorites.
All right. In this one, we have...
home favorites. My bad. Yeah. Home favorites.
Tari Eason is out and Victor Oladipo is out. For the Magic, looks like Gary Harris is going to play, so they're only missing Kevon Harris. Expected starting lineups for the Rockets: Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Sengun. For the Magic, Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. This is a fun game.
Yeah, dude, I was literally gonna say exactly the same thing. Like this is one of the funnest games of the day. Maybe just two young teams, interesting players. Interesting to see if either of these teams can take a jump. Houston with Brooks and VanVleet and Amen Thompson making their debuts. Yeah, this is a fun one. I am rolling with the Magic. I had them, I think it's the 6th seed in the East. They are my sleeper team this year. And I think they were my sleeper team last year, and they didn't really pan out, but I still believe in them. I still believe in their talent, their two-way ability, a lot of their forwards. Not a lot of their forwards. Basically just Franz Wagner and Paulo Banchero. So I'm rolling with the Magic.
I'm also going to take the Magic.
Alrighty.
And how fun would this game be if Amen was starting instead of Fred VanVleet?
Why did they pay Fred VanVleet so much money, man? I don't understand it at all. Steven went Magic. Crushable's going Magic.
All right. And then just let me know when you're ready for everyone else's.
All right, Chase is going Rockets, and then I'll put him 503s. Chase Rockets. 503 is going with the Magic. All right, I am good.
Zach Magic.
Okay.
Jackson Rockets.
All right.
Trevin Magic.
All right.
Connor Rockets. Arrow Magic.
And Chet is going with the Orlando Magic as well. So we got Chase, Connor, and Jackson rolling with the Rockets. Everybody else is going with the Orlando Magic. All right, game 5. We got the Brooklyn Nets hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers going to Brooklyn as a 2.5-point road favorite.
All right. Another interesting matchup. The Cavs have Dean Wade, Jarrett Allen, and Ricky Rubio all out. Darius Garland is questionable currently. Let me just make sure that didn't update. Oh, still questionable. For the Nets, just Dariq Whitehead out for them. So the Cavs are starting Darius Garland, if he plays, Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, Evan Mobley, and Damian Jones starting the center for them.
What?
Yeah.
Where's Jared Allen?
I just said he is out.
Oh, you said he's out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll skip that.
Brooklyn is projected to start Ben Simmons, Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Nick Claxton.
Brooklyn really was not good, even with Mikal playing great for them. Like, after they got Mikal, they still made the playoffs, but they were like, what, 11 and 20-something, 27 with Mikal or something crazy? It might not have been that bad, I don't remember, but I gotta think about this one. Crushables is going with the Cavaliers. Crushables is going with the Cavs. We got Chase going with the Cavs. We got Noah going with the Cavs. And we got Steven going with the Cavs as well. So far, all Cavs.
I'm going to go Nets.
All right. Eric is rolling with his guy, Mikal Bridges.
Jackson, Trevin, and Aeromancer all Nets as well.
Jackson, Trevin, and Arrow all Nets.
And then Zach and Connor Cavs.
All right, I'm... Chat is going with... Oh, it's a 50-50 vote for Chat. Okay, 51% of the vote for the Cavs. I am going to go with the... I don't like Max Strus, but I'm going to go with the Cavs. So Jackson, Eric, Aeromancer, Trevin, Nets, everybody else Cavs. All right, game 6. We got the Heat. The hated Miami Heat hosting the Detroit Pistons, and Miami is 9.5-point home favorites.
All right, the Heat and Pistons. Pistons have Bojan Bogdanovic, Monte Morris, and Isaiah Livers all out. Miami Heat have Josh Richardson and Haywood Highsmith out of this game. Projected starting lineup for the Pistons: Cade Cunningham, Killian Hayes, Ausar Thompson, Isaiah Stewart, and Jalen Duren. Miami, Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, and Bam Adebayo.
Tyler Hero's a starter this year. Good for him. All right, we got Noah going with the Pistons. I'm also going to go with the Pistons.
Kawhi Kokoro says, I want to bet against the Heat, but no shot they lose against the Pistons. Well, that's why there's a point spread. So the Heat could still win by 9, and you would win if you pick the Pistons. That's how this works.
Yeah. So the Heat have to win by 10 or more because the spread's 9.5. If the Heat win by 9 or less, or the Pistons win, Pistons are the right pick. That is why we call it picks against the spread, and that is how spread betting works.
All right.
So, I think Miami wins this game, but I don't think they win it by double digits. So that's why I'm going Pistons. Basically, the logo in the graphic, since I didn't explain this, the logo in the graphic below, like, the two team names, so you see how there's a Heat logo with a minus 9.5, the logo there is the favorite. And then that number, they have to win by more than that.
And it looks like the money line thing isn't working either, so just ignore that.
Yeah, the money line next time I'm going to do, like, the actual money line. I just need to get around to it. The goal is to have these graphics coded, so I don't have to worry about these every day, but that's a work in progress. All right, we got Steven going with the Pistons. We got Crushables going with the Pistons. So 4 Pistons votes so far. We got Chase going with the Pistons. All right, and I'm ready for the rest, Eric.
All right, I'm going Pistons.
You're going Pistons.
Jackson is Pistons. Connor Pistons. Aeromancer Pistons.
Are we getting a clean sweep?
Nope. Trevin and Zach are Heat.
All right, Trevin and Zach are Heat. And chat is going with the Pistons. All right. So Zach and Trevin on an island together with the Heat. Everybody else is going with Detroit. Next game, we got the Raptors hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Raptors are 1-point home favorites.
All right. Timberwolves are without the newly extended Jaden McDaniels and Jalen Clark. Toronto is without Christian Coloco. Expected starting lineups: Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert. For the Timberwolves, for the Raptors, we've got Dennis Schroeder, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, and Jakob Poeltl.
You know what's fascinating about this game is these might be the 2 tallest starting lineups on opening night, and they're playing against each other.
Yeah. Jaden not being in there kind of hurts that a little bit, but yeah.
You got Cat at the 4, Scotty Barnes at the 3.
Yeah.
This does not look like a Blazer game. All right. Chase is going with the Raptors. We got Crushables going with the Timberwolves. We got Steven going with the not the Pistons. That was the last game. Timberwolves. And we got... Whoops, that's the wrong logo. And then we got... Let's see here. Noah, a.k.a. 503, going with Minnesota. Feel free to give me the rest.
All right, we got Connor, Trevin, Jackson, and Zach, all Timberwolves.
Okay.
Connor, Trevin, Jackson, Zach.
Cool. They're all in a row, so that makes it easy.
Aeromancer Raptors.
I'm going to go with the Raptors. And then we got Chat and you, Eric. Chat is going with the Timberwolves.
I don't know about this one. I'll take the Raptors.
All right, Eric's going with the Raptors. This is like my first time seeing like these graphics with the different picks, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. The colors,
Yeah,
you know, I like some colors, you know, so appreciate it. All right, next game we got the Bulls and the Thunder. The Bulls are 2.5-point home favorites.
Connor says Timberwolves enjoyers rise up. Other than Anthony Edwards, why would you enjoy the Timberwolves?
Yeah, very questionable enjoyment there.
All right, so for this game, we have Oklahoma City is without Kenrick Williams, Jalen Williams, the big man Jalen Williams, not the wing Jalen Williams, and Alexei Pokusevsky, Chicago Bulls are, of course, without Lonzo Ball, who's going to be out for the season. OKC starting lineup: Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. So pretty small other than Chet. Bulls have Kobe White, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, and Nikola Vucevic.
All right, 503 Chase Crushables, all Thunder. We got the one and only Stephen Vaughn going with the Bulls. I'm going to go with the Thunder. I'm a Thunder believer. And also, it sounds like there's hail outside, so maybe I'll hear some thunder soon. All right. Mods, Eric, and chat is what we got left. Oh, I messed up the poll. Oh, no, the poll's old. I didn't end the last poll. My bad. Apologies, chat. Okay, Chicago Bulls versus... Alright, there you go. There's the chat poll. Eric, do you know what you want?
Wait, what was that was a mess up, I think.
I just don't think I ended the poll from the previous one.
No, you didn't, because the Bulls were in it and they're in this game. You just put Wolves instead of OKC.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, wow, that was going to be their double down, but it's not.
It's like the two longest names other than ours in the league.
No, Devin.
That's why.
Brandon Miller just is not starting this game.
All right. So Connor goes Thunder. We got Zach going Bulls. We got, let's see, Trevin OKC, Arrow OKC. Do you know what you want yet, Eric?
I have a bad feeling about this game, but I'm gonna take OKC.
All right, you're OKC and Jackson is OKC. Chicago was one of the teams that were just frustrating to pick last year. Them and Miami were just extremely frustrating. Chat is going with the Thunder. So we got Zach and Steven going with the Bulls. I think this is the second time they've been on an island together. Everybody else going Thunder. All right, game 9 of 12. We're almost at the finish line here. We got Memphis hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. This is a good old-fashioned pick'em.
Interesting. All right, so injuries, we got Trey Murphy, Najee Marshall, and Jose Alvarado all out for the Pelicans. The Grizzlies are without John Morant, Steven Adams, Brandon Clark, and Sante Adalma all out. Expected starting lineup: CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Jonas Valanciunas for the Pelicans. Memphis with Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, Zaire Williams, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Xavier Tillman.
Interesting. I think this game comes down to Zion versus Jaren Jackson Jr. You got Zion healthy to start the season. You got Jaren Jackson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year.
CJ also plays well in Memphis, so I'm going to take the Pelicans.
All right, you're going Pelicans. I like the way that Memphis matches up with New Orleans, to put Jaren Jackson Jr. on Zion, to put Marcus Smart on CJ. So, and they're at home. I'm gonna take Memphis.
All right.
Okay. Steven is going with the. I can't find it. Pelicans. Feel free to tell me mods picks too.
Yeah, Jackson Pelicans, Trevin Pelicans.
Okay, Jackson and Trevin Pelicans.
Aeromancer Pelicans.
Arrows Pelicans.
Zach Pelicans.
Zach is Pelicans. Oh man, is this gonna be an island? Chase went with the Grizzlies. Nope, no island.
Defend the Row says, what's the line on number of games Zion plays? I think it's got to be like 30 or something, right?
Pelicans for Noah. And then Crushables went with the Pelicans as well. And then we need Connor and Chat. Chat's going Pelicans.
Connor's Pelicans.
And Connor's Pelicans. So me and Chase. Let's go, Chase. Everybody else is the Pelicans. All right, game number 10. We got the Utah Jazz hosting the Sacramento Kings. Kings are 1.5-point road favorites.
All right, so the Kings have Trey Lyles out, Chris Duarte questionable. Utah has no injuries listed. Projected lineups for the Kings: De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, DeMontis Sabonis. For the Jazz, Jordan Clarkson, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, and Walker Kessler.
Steven is going with the Jazz. Crushables is going with the Jazz. Chase is going with the Kings. And Noah is going with the... Man, his are out of order. Oh, Jazz. Okay.
All right, Zach and Jackson are Jazz as well.
All right, I'm also going Jazz. I thought I was going to be, like, alone here, and that is not the case. I just feel like the Kings overachieved last year, and this is just going to be one of those opening night letdown games.
Aeromancer is Jazz. Crushable says he is the number one Kings hater. Because he picked them, like, 11th or something. Mm-hmm. And then Trevin and I are going Kings.
And we need Connors.
I think Connor might be behind on the stream, but he's going Kings.
Okay. And then Chat is going Kings heavy with the Kings. So it's almost a split vote. We got 5 for Sacramento, 7 for Utah. Second to final game, we got the Dallas Mavericks heading into San Antonio as a 4.5-point road favorite.
Appreciate the amount of votes people are doing too. All right, this is the second game of the doubleheader on ESPN. Unfortunately, we have some bad picks against the spread news here. Luka Doncic, questionable. Jaden Hardy, Dwight Powell, probable. Says Doncic has dealt with a strained left calf throughout the back end of the preseason. He said he practiced the last 2 days leading up to the opener. So we'll see. And then for the Spurs, Devontae Graham is out. And then Zach Collins is questionable with an illness. Expected lineups: if Luka plays, Luka, Kyrie Irving, Derek Jones Jr., Grant Williams, and Derek Lively. Looks like Kyrie would move to point, and they would start Josh Green if Luka doesn't play. For the Spurs, they're starting the massive lineup of Jeremy Sohan at point, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Victor Wembanyama, and Zach Collins if he plays. They might switch Trey Jones if he more
I'm
traditional.
going with the Spurs even if Luka plays. Like, I think the Spurs will win even if Luka plays. I am a Spurs believer. I'm a Wemby believer. So, Spurs for me. Spurs for Chase. Spurs for 5 for 3. Steven is going with the Mavs.
Jackson, Connor, Zach, Trevin, Arrow, all Spurs. All our mods.
All our mods?
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Trevin says Spurs only if Luka plays.
Well, do you think Luka's going to play? Also, is he going to be Joe Burrow and suck on opening day because of a calf problem? Or was Burrow a hamstring? I don't remember. I just remember he sucked. Eric, what are you rolling with?
Screw it. I'm going to take the Spurs too.
All right, chat's going Spurs. So we got Steven and Crushables. Man, Steven has been in against the majority in this. We'll see how it works out for him. And then we got the final game. We got the Blazers going into Los Angeles to take on the Clippers. The Clippers are 9-point home favorites.
All right. So the Blazers just have Ish Wainwright out, who probably wasn't going to play anyway. So nice to see Robert Williams not on the injury list. The Clippers are without Terrence Mann and Brandon Boston Jr. Bones Highland is questionable as of right now. Projected starting lineups for the Blazers, of course, Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton. For the Clippers, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Nick Batum, and Ivica Zubac.
Alrighty.
There's a chance Covington could start instead of Batum. Lou hadn't made up his mind yet, but
okay, I'm going Clippers. Steven is going Blazers. Crushables is going Clippers. Oops.
I'm going to take the points and go Blazers.
Okay, Eric's going Blazers. Chase is going Blazers. Noah is going with the Blazers.
Trevin Blazers. Connor and Jackson Clippers. Zach is going Portland.
Zach is Portland. Chat is Portland. With 69% of the vote.
Nice. Oh, Aramancer is taking the Blazers. He says screw
it. All right, we almost got a split vote on this one. We got 4 for the Clippers, 8 for the Blazers. Okay, now it's time for double downs. And the one thing I forgot to do was make a dedicated double downs sheet. So I'm just going to do it here. And I'm going to just hide the top graphic. So, and then I'll have like a dedicated slide for this. So what double downs are, if you're new to this, okay, we take one of our picks that we just made and we double down on it, which means that it'll be worth 2 wins or 2 losses if we get it right or wrong. Every game is worth 1 win or 1 loss, except for the game we double down on. We raise the stakes basically, and it's worth 2 wins or 2 losses. So, Noah's double down is the Blazers. Chase's double down is also the Blazers. We got some Blazer believers in here.
All right, let me know when you're ready for other people's.
Yeah, I just realized I'm probably not going to be able to plug these in graphically, unfortunately. But yeah, that's the one thing I forgot. Rip. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay, maybe I can. Yeah, I'll plug these in graphically next time, but I'm not going to be able to do it. So, we got Chase on 503 with the Blazers. We got Let's see here. We got Steven going with the Hawks as his double down.
The Hawks are mine as well.
The Hawks are Eric's. So that's 4 of the 12.
We got Aeromancer is OKC.
Okay. Arrow is OKC.
Crushables
is the Cavs.
Okay. Connor's is Cavs as well.
Connor's Cavs as well. So we got all our podcast hosts, Connor, Arrow, you. Did I say Stevens?
Yeah, you said Hawks.
Yeah, Hawks for Steven. Do you know what Chats is?
Chats is the Spurs at 80%.
Okay, Chat is the Spurs. I'm going to roll with Chat and go with the Spurs as well. I'm a Spurs believer, so we need Zach, Trevin, and Jackson.
Trevin is Kings.
Trevin is Kings. Okay.
Zach is Heat.
Zach is Heat.
And Jackson is Pelicans.
Jackson is Pelicans. All right. So Aeromancer logging the picks for us. Huge shout out to him. Thank you for that. If you missed any of the double downs, Aeromancer, we can help you after, or I can help you after, or can rewind the stream, of course. But that is picks against the spread. I will have a dedicated setup for double downs. That's the one thing I forgot. Basically all these graphics are like tied together on these scenes, so if I change one to Blazers, it changes like all of them to Blazers basically, so can't change the teams, so I gotta set that up. And with all the graphics that this stream involves, I don't want to lag out my computer, so we will do that after. Anyway, that wraps up picks against the spread. Thank you for participating. Really looking forward to seeing how the standings shake out and who like takes an early lead. It's gonna be fun with 12 people, man. It's gonna be fun with 503, with Crushables in it, with Chase, with Steven, especially. Can't wait to beat him and brag about it on our Scorching Trails podcast. So should be a lot of fun. With that being said, that wraps up picks against the spread. Remember, use that link in the description box below for a 125% bonus. You can get in on any of the action in any of these games. They got live betting parlays, all sorts of fun stuff. All right, Eric. I figured we just kind of talk about tonight's game as the rest of the stream, if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are some of your thoughts going into today? Like keys to the game. I dropped my pregame video, so I already touched upon a couple of things. So I'll let you take the mic here.
Well, whenever you're playing a team that has some good defensive wings like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and then whoever they start at the 4, I think you want to move the ball a lot. You want to push the pace so they can't set up their defense. And you want to get Zubac isn't bad, but I think you want to try to get him and Russell Westbrook in as many actions as possible and try to attack them downhill. So I think you got to avoid too many ISOs against their 3 wing defenders and try to attack the other 2 on the court. And like I said, ways to do that are pushing the ball up the court, and a lot of movement, a lot of screens, even off ball, a lot of cutting off ball, and should lead to some easy baskets if they're overplaying certain players like Anthony. But yeah, it's going to be the Blazers have had a tough time scoring when the Clippers have had healthy lineups.
Yeah, I think the battle of the benches is going to be interesting. Nick Batum's now not on the Clipper bench, but they do have a couple of nice pieces, most notably former Blazer Norman Powell, former Blazer Mason Plumlee. Maybe they'll play former Blazer Robert Covington. Their bench with Batum on it is basically just former Blazers, which is funny. It's going to be interesting to see if like Amir Coffey gets some run. I don't know if there's any other like guys that have a chance of cracking the rotation for them that I'm forgetting. Kenyon Martin Jr. is the other guy I'm forgetting. That was like their biggest pickup this offseason. So this is a familiar team. That's really the one thing I noticed making this pregame video is it felt like they did more because they've been in the news. First it was Malcolm Brogdon, and then that trade didn't go through, and then they've been tied to James Harden. So you've heard about them a lot, but they've done basically absolutely nothing. Like Neil Olshey would be proud of his former employer, given that they basically did absolutely nothing whatsoever. So familiar team. It's just going to come down to like, can we score in the half court? Because we were stagnant in the preseason. And in the half court, if we get stagnant and play iso ball with like Scoot and Ant going against guys like Kawhi and Paul George, it's going to be really tough. We're going to have some success in the pick and roll, as you stated. But this team really has to move the ball, and I think they really have to get out and run because the Clippers are an older team. They're not really a team that I feel like can run the floor quite as well as Portland. Portland is the younger team. If you got guys like Batum on the floor, Kawhi, like beating them down the court, you're going to have better luck scoring that way than playing against them in the half court. They're going to be better defensively in the half court, right? Like you can blow by Kawhi Leonard if you have a head of steam. But if he's set in front of you, you're both at a standstill, and it's some isolation stuff. Like, I just don't think we have that type of guy. We don't have Dame anymore. We don't have that type of guy that can carry a team playing one-on-one basketball like that. So I think the style of the offense really matters. I am worried that they're not going to get to 100 points. But I think if they move the ball and they get out and run, they definitely can maybe even win this game. And then a big key is Ayton being able to go to work, and that might be the easiest play in the half court if Ayton can get going against Zubac, throwing the ball down to him and seeing if he can have a good Blazer debut.
Yeah, I was thinking about this season. What am I going to do for Brandt's breakdowns, especially for bad, right?
Yeah.
But one thing I'm always curious about is something that I've been very tuned into both the last couple seasons under Billups, is what offensive play do they run right off the bat? Mm-hmm. A lot of times last year they tried to get Nurkic a deep post position on a cross screen or something, and didn't always work out, but they were definitely trying to get him involved early in games. And so it'll be interesting to see if they have that same approach with Ayton. We know there's questions about his focus and attitude and stuff, so I think there will be a conscious effort to get him involved early in games to hopefully make him feel good about the start of games and not have any moments where he's worried about getting touches and stuff, because he's getting them right off the bat. So that's the first thing I'm going to look at is, do they get the ball to Ayton on the first possession just to get it to him, or do they simply run pick and roll and let Ant go to work, or what are they going to do? And then what kind of defensive scheme do they start in? Are they going to be in zone a lot in the first quarter? Are they going to
Please no.
Yeah, are they going to play man-to-man? Are they going to have any kind of different schemes that they're running? Are they going to press up more on pick and roll defense? So that's the kind of stuff I'm going to be watching, and hopefully we get some good examples, either really bad or really good, so we have something to talk about after the game.
Yeah. Looking forward to breaking down how Robert Williams III plays. Yeah. We're going to get our first look at him. And I'm curious, like, what is our best defensive lineup and how good is it defensively? Like, can we put out a lineup that can be league average defensively? I think so. If it has Robert Williams III in it, Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant, maybe Malcolm Brogdon, who was a better defender, it felt like, as a rookie than he is now. Kind of strange. Like, his offense got better, defense got worse. But you can put out a decent defensive lineup. And I'm curious to figure out what the best lineup combination is for the Blazers over the start of the season. What
Kamara at the
performing
2?
The best. Kamara
at the 3, I guess. Thybulle at the 2.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's probably
lineup.
Yeah. Kamara is as a guy that can rotate and play vertical at the rim, but then also slide his feet. It's going to be interesting to see if Kamara plays, man. I'm looking forward to him hopefully getting some minutes. That 9th man in the rotation is going to be a point of discussion tonight in the post-game show, who that is. I don't think Chauncey's going to go out here and run 8 guys. I mean, maybe he will. We've seen him run players into the ground before, so it would be very Chauncey Billups-like to start off the season playing Ant 38 minutes and Scoot 36 minutes and Jeremy 39 minutes. I hope he doesn't do that. I hope that it's a 9-man rotation at least tonight, and if it is, then that 9th man will be interesting to see if it is indeed Kamara like it's rumored to be.
I could definitely see Ant and Jeremy playing high 30s. I'd be surprised if it was anyone else. But that's going to be a theme early in the season for me too, is that 9th man, or does he try to play 10 guys But does he have like a guy who is the guy right now for the first game? Is it going to be Jabari or Kamara? I don't think Chris did enough to beat out either of those two guys. So I'd be surprised if Chris is the first one up on that out of those three. So I am interested to see if he tries playing like some of those guys like a little bit each game, or if it's like, okay, first up, Jabari's getting this game and he's going to get the 15 backup minutes or whatever. And that's until he proves he can't handle it or he runs with it. That's going to be the case. Or does he like play someone different in the second half, or does he have shorter stints and play both of them like 7 or 8 minutes? And it might be kind of hard to get a rhythm that way. So I'm just really curious to see what Billups' approach is without someone clearly running away with that role.
Yeah, 100%. And Robert Williams III and 8 in the lineups potentially. That will be something to watch for, and how the spacing looks for that. There's a lot of things to watch for tonight and as we start the season, just to get a feel for. It's a brand new team. You got brand new ideas, brand new lineup combinations, brand new problems, brand new strengths. Like, everything is just so fresh, and that's what makes it interesting, and that's what creates some storylines regarding this team. Like, even if they don't start well, it's going to be, okay, well, like, where are they really struggling, and why is that? And that's going to be fun to figure out regardless of how they do. And then, obviously, with individual players like Scoot, you're focusing on development, and even if he has a bad game, it's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity for growth. So the whole thing this season, as I said, all off season, for me, it's about development. It's about getting better. And I don't want this to be a situation where, they struggled to start the year and they don't improve, because it felt like this team under Chauncey Billups the past couple years has struggled to improve on things it needed to improve on over the course of the year. Yep. It just, there was not enough progress made in certain areas of the game over the past couple of seasons. So this year, with a young team, they should improve more than any team, right? Because youth is going to improve more than guys that have been in the league 10 years and are what they are. So Absolutely. There's no excuse for no growth this season, and that's really what it comes down to and what it's about. So even if they struggle, even if this game tonight's rough, like, okay, well, where is the opportunity for growth? And that's where I'm going to find my enjoyment this season as a Blazer fan. Of course, if they shock the world and make the playoffs and go on a huge run, then that's going to be fun in itself for obvious reasons. But in basketball, it's not just about winning a championship. Like, only 1 out of 30 teams wins a championship. It's about storylines. It's about development. It's about individual players getting better, breaking out, moments within a game. All the little things are really what I'm going to be emphasizing and enjoying this year. And hopefully I can help bring that enjoyment to you guys, because I want you guys to have fun this season. I want you guys to enjoy the basketball that's being played, even if it is a struggling season. So I think focusing on those storylines are what can make this season entertaining and fun for all of us, and that's what we'll be doing.
Absolutely. And the only thing I'll say about if like Sharp's only playing 18 to 20 minutes or something, and we're not developing the young guys as much, and we're really playing Brogdon and Thibault and stuff a lot, or heavy minutes, the only thing I'll say about that is we better be winning then. If we're still losing games like last year, but they're playing those guys like we're a winning team and continuing to just keep pushing those guys out there trying to win games when it's just not resulting in wins, that's going to be an issue for me, and something that if you don't want to hear me whine on this show and complain about the Blazers and be negative, just it's okay to lose this season if you're doing things that look like you're progressing towards making this team better long term. If we're losing because we're trying to win and it's still looking bad, and like you said, the improvement doesn't look good, 20 games in, if we're not showing signs of defensive rotations getting better and turnovers being less of a problem and all those kind of things, the ball movement being better, then yeah, I'm going to have huge issues with this team.
Yeah, 100% agree on all of that. So with that being said, that's a wrap for this edition of Blazers Uprise Live. We'll have a watch party tonight Sounds like Crushables will be joining us. Are you going to be there for that, Eric? Or are you?
I may be a few minutes late, but yes, I will be there.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a 3-person panel. I have a whole graphics setup that needs to be coded for that I don't have coded yet, so I'll have some sort of placeholder. Maybe I'll throw ESPN up on the screen, or at least that scoreboard. We got to figure out the watch parties this year, but that's something new that we're doing this year. And that's why we brought in some other podcast hosts, so we can, get you guys to know guys like Crushables, Steven, Chase, Noah, and kind of rotate hosts and keep that watch party stuff fresh. But it's a marathon day for me today. I'm ready for it. Looking forward to doing the watch party and then the same old post-game show as normal. Looking forward to debuting new graphics for all that. And looking forward to building out some content still as we get into the season. And it should be fun, man. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll, of course, have the usual post-game show afterwards. So if you're not able to join us for the game, I hope to see you after the game for that. And then you might have already mentioned this, but 2 podcasts dropped this morning, both the Hoops Crush with Crushables and myself, and the 503 for the Fans podcast with Noah and Chase. So if you want something to do in the next 3 hours between now and the game, also Tori dropped a preview video over on Blazers Uprise. So three videos for you to watch if you haven't already, if you're looking to kill the next 3 hours until the game.
Yeah, and if you are out and about, you can listen to Hoops Crush on Spotify. I don't know if Noah handles his own podcast in the audio distribution for that, but should be available on some podcasting platforms if you upload the audio. So you guys can listen to these shows on podcasting apps, especially Spotify for Hoops Crush. So, we're going to keep getting our content out to podcasting platforms and getting you guys set up. And that's a wrap, man. We'll catch you guys later tonight. Remember that BetUS link if you want to get in on any of the action that we just picked. Good luck to everyone in picks against the spread. And we're out of here. Until next time. As always, peace out. Go Blazers.